When was the last time you had your vital signs checked? Having your blood pressure taken is fairly routine because we know that having high blood pressure can lead to heart disease, and we want to lower it to improve your health. But is there one vital sign you have not been checking? One that, if improved, could genuinely change your life? Hey, it's Alicia and Ollie. Now, if you've had high blood pressure, you're likely having it treated.
Or if you had a high temperature or elevated blood sugar levels, you'd want to be getting those sorted to look after your health.
That's right, but what if your physical activity levels were low? Does that require treatment?
Well, if you want to look after your health and add years to your life, then yes. Physical activity is now regarded as a vital sign amongst health professionals. So let's talk about what this means.
Physical activity is simply moving your body. So this might mean going for a walk, getting in the garden, lifting some weights, whatever it is you enjoy doing in your leisure time.
There's a heap of research showing the potent benefits of physical activity and exercise, which is planned physical activity, on your health. Physical activity reduces your risk of heart disease, diabetes, certain types of cancers, and improves your mental health and your quality of life. In other words, exercise reduces your risk of dying from lots of different things. So let's dive into some research on this topic.
Now let's take a look at some graphs. I know graphs aren't always riveting, but these ones are important to understand, so stick with me. This graph shows the relationship between mortality, or what we'd call death rate, and physical activity. The black line indicates mortality rate, and as you can see, this tapers downwards as it moves from left to right as physical activity levels increase.
All right, let's take a look at a second graph. This one shows the years of life gained with increasing levels of physical activity. You can see that as you move from left to right on the graph, an increase in physical activity levels indicates an increase in the years of life that you gain. Now, importantly, in the bottom left corner of the screen, you can see that there's a steep rise in that line. And this indicates that even if you increase your activity levels just a little bit, you get a big impact in the amount of life that you gain. So if you don't need any more convincing about the benefits of exercise, go do one of our free workouts that you can find on our website. The link is in the description. What is your physical activity score? Well, we need to ask questions like, how much time do you spend doing cardiovascular exercise each week? And also, how many resistance training sessions are you doing?
A healthy blood pressure is under 120/80, but how much physical activity should you be doing?
The World Health Organization and national bodies globally advocate meeting the minimum physical activity guidelines. They specify cardiovascular exercise of moderate intensity for at least 2.5 hours each week, or a vigorous intensity for at least 1 hour each week. Now, moderate intensity exercise is something where you're getting a little bit tired, but you can still hold a conversation, whereas vigorous is exercise so hard you can barely hold a conversation at all. And they also recommend doing 2 strength training sessions each week at a minimum.
Don't neglect your physical activity. It's a vital sign of your overall health. And the evidence is very clear. The more physically active you are, the more years you can add to your life. Now, if that's not an incentive to get exercising, I don't know what is. If you want to get started with a completely free strength, cardio, or balance workout, there's a link in the description.